Hello and welcome to our podcast where creativity meets commerce. With us today, we have Mr. Sandeep Shetty, the business head of Reliance Animation Academy.
Thank you, Ruchira. Thank you for having me here and giving this opportunity to share about the vision of Reliance Animation Academy.
So, to commence with, could you share an overview of Reliance Animation Academy and its founding vision for Academy?
So, Reliance Animation Academy was established uh, under the as a part of Reliance Animation Studios and under the umbrella of the Reliance Entertainment Group. So, the founding vision was to create an institute that blends creativity, technology, and give real world industry experiences to the students. We wanted to bridge the gap between education and the industry, especially the production pipeline, which helping the students in the art of storytelling while understanding how the industry truly works. And be part of such a diverse entertainment group gives us a tremendous strength where we can constantly align our academy with the latest creative and production practices and happening within our good network and share it to the students and thus making them industry ready and production ready.
This was a really good insight of Reliance Animation Academy. Further, Reliance Animation Academy is known for combining creativity with real-time industry. So, could you tell us how the academy structures its programs for the students for evolving animation and digital marketing landscapes?
Our programs are designed around practical project based learning, and students not only learn the fundamentals of design, animation, and VFX, but they also apply them in real projects and studio simulations. We ensure that there is a strong balance between theoretical understanding and hands on practice. Through collaborations with the students get an opportunity to work on live projects, you know, and they can understand the entire production pipeline. We give them opportunity of internships, which expose them to professional workflows and since technology is evolving rapidly, we regularly update our curriculum covering the latest in 2D, 3D animation, VFX, digital design, gaming, and including AI tools. And thus, we make our learners, industry ready.
So it's a great exposure for the students, right? So being a great exposure, like we said, it's like an advantage for the students for being a part of Reliance Animation Academy. So could you elaborate the career and internship opportunities that are available at the Reliance Animation Academy, with its interconnections?
So through internships and collaborations, the students they work on industry projects. They give a lot of insights from experienced professionals. So our connection with Reliance Animations Studios gives students access to real production and dynamics. We also conduct a lot of master classes by industry experts, which helps the students to be updated with the latest industry trends. Okay, and they also get to understand every stage of the process, right from concept art to storyboarding to final compositing and post production. So by learning the entire production pipeline, which is basically pre-production, production, and post-production, the students uh, uh, can work in every department in a studio. Okay, so this helps them to work for different, be skilled for different job roles in the industry, and thus enhancing their chances for better placement. And this integration of education with the professional practices is our biggest strength. Okay. And we also offer our students opportunity where they can work on project along with the studio team. They create content which can be monetized on our YouTube platforms and other digital platforms. So this is a opportunity for the students to also earn from their projects, do it through the monetization by YouTube. Okay. And we are also proud of our alumni who are now currently working with leading studios, production houses, and digital agencies. Some have also gone to start their own ventures, and which is very rewarding to see.
It is really great to know your students are being successful in this industry. Thank you. So, as we talk about where creativity meets commerce, let us touch the digital business ecosystem itself. So, as entertainment media is no longer limited to traditional media, as you said, it's now extended to OTT platforms and digital advertising and social media and so on. So, how does Reliance Animation Academy prepare students to thrive with the interconnected digital business environment?
Yeah. So this is a good question. So today's creative professionals, they need to understand both creativity and commerce. Okay. So in our academy, we not just train the students to create content, but we also make them understand how it performs from a business point of view or from a commercial point of view. Whether it is strategy, whether it is the which content has to be used, whether it is monetization on YouTube or any other digital platforms. So we train the students on these important topics. We also want them to become creative entrepreneurs, not just creative professionals. We want them to become creative entrepreneurs so that at one point of their career, they can also start their own organization, content creation organization. So understanding the commercial aspects of this is very important. So as India's digital entertainment industry, it is growing, if you see the various facts from different industry reports, the our industry, the media and entertainment industry is growing year on year. Okay. And this gives an opportunity to a lot of students who are passing out of our academy, so that we help them to become multi-skilled professionals who can thrive and work in the interconnected systems, not only for OTT platforms or movies or digital business. So different sectors of this industry they can work in all these different systems which are.
As we talked about growing integrations, so with those growing integrations into consumer apps or marketing or interactive media, how does Reliance Animation Academy help their students to grab those opportunities digital?
Uh, so we encourage students to look beyond the traditional animation. So today, animation is a part of apps, social media, digital advertising, and interactive media. Okay. So through specialized workshops, industry mentorship, we help the students to understand and explore motion graphics, AR storytelling, short form of digital content, and these skills are in very high demand today. So, okay. In fact, there are a lot of opportunities for our students to work with non-media companies where these skills are required. We have our alumni who are working in sectors like automotive, in companies like Volkswagen, John Deere. Even there are students or alumni who are working in consulting companies like TCS, Accenture, and many more. So this is opportunities are diverse in all sectors and all businesses, and this is very important, which we have incorporated in our academy.
Right. So, virtual marketing is become a vital role of modern business communication and blending creativity with digital technology. So, how does animation industry contribute into growth of virtual marketing?
Right. So, in today's world, virtual marketing has transformed the way the brands communicate, to the audience, to the consumers, and animation is playing a very, very important role in this. The animation industry today plays a central role in helping the brands stand out in the very crowded digital environment. by delivering content that is visually compelling and emotionally engaging and also easy to consume across various platforms which are there. Because today brands is not only promoting on TV or on theaters or doing cross branding. They are also promoting on digital. They are also promoting on social media. So there are a lot of platforms on which the brands should be promoting, to make available to the audiences. Like for example, Swiggy has a very animated ad campaign where they use both 2D and motion graphics based storytelling to communicate their offers. If there are any new features which they are launching, or if there are any festive campaigns. So they use a lot of 2D and 2D animation and motion graphics. So instead of relying on live action shoots, the Swiggy use stylized, characters. They use humor-based animations. They use quick, eye-catching motion graphics. Okay, and these perform very extremely well in social media, especially Instagram, YouTube, or even in OTT platforms. And these animated campaigns have actually helped the company to explain their features, product features quickly, also create a distinct brand personality, increase social media engagement, and also run these campaigns, simultaneously on different platforms across different geographical regions at a very lower cost. So yes, true. This is just a demonstration of how animation has become very central to virtual marketing and for India's all these digital first brands. And this is a very strong form of storytelling for a brand and to reach out to their audience.
How important is it today for the animation professionals to know not only about creativity or designing, but also digital marketing and consumer engagement and technology innovations?
Yeah, it's very important. It is very important. And today's animation professionals, they should go beyond design or storytelling skills. They should also need to understand that how the consumer behaves. They should understand about the digital marketing. They should understand about the audience behavior. They should know the different trends, platform trends which are there in the digital era, and also about the latest technological advancements and innovation, because this would help them to create content which is not only visually appealing but also very strategically useful for the organization. Because today brands and studios now expect the artists to think about engagement with the audience, with the consumers. They want the artists to know about monetization. They also want the artists to understand about user experience. So these skills are very important for animation professionals. And this combination of creative and digital skills is what makes professional truly industry ready in this creative world.
With the rise of AI and real-time rendering and virtual productions and immersive technologies like AR and VR, how do you see these immersive technology shaping the next generation of animation?
Yeah. So today, being an animation professional is being well-rounded, a 360-degree approach. So the professionals need to understand storytelling, they need to understand design, they need to understand marketing, and also technology. Okay. That's why our training integrates all these aspects so that the students can confidently handle both creative roles and strategic roles of the industry. Okay, these new technologies are, which you just said, they are transforming the animation and BFX industry into being faster, more interactive, and more collaborative processes. So creators can now, visualize as scenes instantly. They can build virtual sets. They can blend live action with the digital content online. Okay, so these innovations actually helps in reducing the overall production time. They can expand creative possibilities, which was not available earlier, and they can also enable a new forms of storytelling. Okay. The next generation of artists, they need to work probably in hybrid pipelines, where creativity, technology, and automation, they will come together and to deliver richer and more, creative and immersive visual experiences.
What emerging career paths do you foresee for the young professionals who are entering the animation and VFX space? How is the academy helping those students positioning themselves on those opportunities?
Yeah. So new career paths are emerging in the industry like real-time 3D production, virtual production, uh, AR, VR, motion graphics for digital care marketing, for gaming, and AI-assisted design. Okay. Industries which are beyond the entertainment space, such as automotive, architecture, e-learning, and retail, they are also hiring animation and VFX professionals for visualization and interactive experiences for creating such projects. So at our academy, we prepare students for these opportunities through our updated curricula, okay, hands-on training, giving them exposure to work on live projects, okay, and also exposure to the studio production pipeline, which is very important. Okay, so our focus is on building future ready creators for these diverse opportunities and diverse industries, and who can adapt to the new technologies and who can also thrive across these multiple industries.
India has become a growing hub for animation and VFX outsourcing, and it's also developing its own content. So, my question is, where do you see India in the upcoming years, in the evolving years, in the global animation market?
So India has always been a very strong outsourcing market for global animation and VFX production and content. But in the last few years, we have seen a lot of studios creating their own IPs, which has become very popular. So if you look at the case of our own studios, Reliance Animation Studios, so we have created our own IPs like Nitul Krishna, Shaktiman, Vayaji Balwan. Then we have collaborated with the renowned film director Rohit Shetty, where we have created IPs like Nitul Singham, Smashing Simba, and Gulmar Jr. And all this content is very popular and liked by the audiences. It is streamed successfully in different TV channels, skit channels, and even OTT platforms. So a lot of studios in India have already created very strong IPs. Some of them are Chota Bheem, Moto Patlu, and even if you see in the last few months, there are a lot of animation movies which has become very popular. Just take a case of Mahavatar Narsima, which got a global theatrical release, and it has already achieved 350 to 400 crores. You know, Kurukshetra, a complete animation episode series, it is running very successfully on Netflix platform. So there has been a major shift in the last few years, and India is becoming a very strong creative powerhouses. So it is not just considered as a cost-effective outsourcing destination. It is now a very strong creative powerhouse. Where we are capable of delivering world-class storytelling and high-quality visual content. So the next decade, we will see our country contributing to more original film series and digital experiences to the global market in the animation and VFX space.
And finally, for someone who is so closely involved in education and industry, what is your vision for animation, VFX, and digital business, which will probably intersect in the near futures?
So, the future of animation, VFX, and digital business will be defined by deeper integration of creativity and technology. As industries adapt to AR, VR, real time production, virtual production, and immersive content, animation will power everything from entertainment to marketing, e commerce, and e learning. So creators will need to understand not only design, they need to understand branding strategy. They need to understand digital strategy. They need to understand user engagement. They need to understand new age monetization models. And our vision at Reliance Animation Academy is to develop future ready talent who can thrive in this evolving ecosystem, and they can contribute meaningfully to both creative innovation as well as commercial growth. Okay. So, in essence, Reliance Animation Academy stands for creativity with purpose. We are not just teaching animation and VFX, we are shaping you into future storytellers, designers, and innovators who will define the India's digital entertainment landscape.
Thank you for your valuable time and being a part of this informative podcast. Uh, Thank you for sharing your information about your academy and the growing opportunities in animation and VFX industry. And I'm sure the listeners, our listeners who are aspiring for being an animator or VFX or getting into this industry, will connect to your academy and institute.
Thank you very much, teacher.